hello.
my gosh, hello.
Hi.
Hey, someone needs to stream the name to me.
Oh my god, I'm gonna freak out. Okay. Good afternoon, gamers. How goes it? Hope all is well. Thank you for the raid mulch. I hope your stream was fun. That you rest well if you can still hear us. Is the stream working for you, Rue?
The Discord one? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. My tablet is being mean. Okay. Awesome. Apologies for the late stream. Except not really. You know, one day I'll like post a stream schedule and it'll actually be accurate and yeah, but today's not that day, nor will that be anytime soon. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah. And don't forget, we got the silly little fish thing. What exclamation point fish? The little fish thing. That's nice.
Little fish thing.
Little fish thing. Okay. I'm making sure everything is working because the computer has been bullying me as of late. Okay, I think we're fine. Twitch loves to say my bitrate is unstable, but on OBS it says it's fine, so one of them is lying to me. Anyways.
My bet is Twitch.
Yeah. Undead are known by many names, such as the Awoken, the Hollow, or the Empty Ones. Enter.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Continue. Ooh, so insane that we spent a little over 2 hours literally just getting to like the first location in the game.
Yep.
That's crazy. So, do you want to give us a quick little recap of what happened last game?
We're a road warden. We were sent to warden the roads.
Yeah.
In the northern peninsula of the continent, whose name I forget, if it was ever said. We are from a city called Havlaven.
Havaladan.
Can you open your journal real quick?
I could.
Can you go to groups and places?
Yes.
Okay, so we're from a city called Havlavan.
Yup.
Anyways, we've been sent here under the guise of being a road warden, but the actual reason that we're here is to scope out and explore the peninsula, West number 1, and scope things out for the Merchants Guild to see how much profit they can make off of these backwood country hicks.
Yes.
First place we went to was the soldiers' camp. Not that one. We met the Lieutenant Tulia and her companion, unnamed soldier number 1.
Love that guy.
She gave us a little bit of a rundown and sent us on our way to the Pelt of the North. Also, yeah.
My notes.
Along with telling us about Asterion, the previous road warden, and how he mysteriously disappeared, and asked us to find him.
Yeah, bro kind of sucks at his job, not gonna lie. Unlike me.
Real. Anyways, we met with the innkeeper, met with his guards, made friends, gambled, got leftover food, checked out a boar, took a bath.
And my horse, Palfrew.
And Palfrew.
Love that dog. We got our handy dandy character sheet after years of practicing with axes and magical amulets to build connections amongst the leaders in the north and to become a major player in the Merchant Guild because I like money. So,
yeah.
Cool. Spell thing, Numa.
Hey.
Vitality, nourishment, armor. Oh yeah, we patched up our armor and it's kind of banging right now. And we're clean because I bought soap.
Yeah.
Oh my god, my scroll wheel fucking sucks. Undetermined faith.
Yeah, so basically, that's your religion, but your faith, how strongly you believe you're in your religion,
actions,
that's undetermined.
Okay. Negligible. Okay. I think we were done here. How do I leave this location? Do I travel?
Yes.
Okay. Where do we want to go? Right or left?
So the east is dangerous, is what we've been told so far.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's up to you which way to go.
I want to just go this way.
Okay. The road uphill meanders, slowing you down and forcing you to pay close attention not only to the shadows of the trees, but also to the tight, rocky passages. You can't help but notice a few caves and vine ambush spots.
I keep an eye out for any sign of life.
Also, I'm narrating this whole thing.
Yes.
Standing in front of the gate, you hear no voices, no tools at work, no steps. Dozens of birds live among the collapsed roofs. Their fluttering, singing, and squawking is free of worries. If you want to travel any further, you need to ride around the palisade. Searching the ruins may take a lot of time. The broken gate in the north will lead you to the village. The sound of a gentle river reaches you from the east, and you see a saggy fence surrounding an overgrown pasture. Behind the burning building in the east, you see an oddly barren field.
Oh. Ow, ow, ow.
Oh, oh, oh.
I missed Narrator Roo, and this game already makes me miss the Yogg again.
Yeah. I have water this time, so I don't burn out my throat again.
Huzzah! So, go to a village. Pasture. Burnt building. Take a closer look at the gate.
The palisade is in good shape, and the entrance wasn't even touched by the fire. It was torn away, possibly thrown. The amount of used force must have been huge, but you'd expect that it would push the gate into the village, not away from it. You don't see any marks of a dragon blade. A troll could toss such planks, but after so many years, you see no paw prints. A mage? You can't really tell.
Let's approach the building.
The broken logs and planks are charred, while the wooden walls are rotten. You see no ashes or dust, proving that the fire happened long ago. The smell is awful, and there are no reasons to stay here for long. You see no furniture, just some broken shelves. It was just a storage room. The valuable odds and ends are already taken by the scavengers.
I move forward.
Where do you want to go?
H choices. This game is gonna be miserable. Ooh. Let's go to the village.
Buildings, some of which have collapsed, are made of wood, now charred and rotten. You spot claw marks on the walls, especially close to the doors and window frames. They could belong to a dragonling, or a large wolf larger than the grey ones, or a corpse eater. Too many options to make a guess.
Yet no beast remains in sight.
You find the remains of clothes, furniture, odds and ends. Only one object seems to be of use, a basket-like fish trap made of vines and willow branches. If a large fish swims into it, it won't be able to get out on its own.
Can you say authority real quick in that voice?
Authority.
Yeah, we should have a room mod where you just replace the narrators in Baldur's Gate.
Real. You feel a slight aching in your stomach. Picked up a fish trap.
Yay! That's not to say that the narrator in Baldur's Gate isn't a fucking god, but...
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Main square.
In every village, the main square is the fanciest area, meant to charm the travelers. Yet this was way more than you expected. The houses are as big as in Havlavan, and the paved ground took a lot of work and materials. The walls, now charred and riddled with holes, are made of an expensive coated wattle. The tiles for the roofs also had to be brought here from a different settlement. You peek inside the three smaller buildings, the rotting remains of their former splendor. The birds, living in dozens of nests, respond to your arrival with quite a commotion. You don't even find a single dragon bone. nor a tool or piece of furniture left unbroken or unrotten. You're surrounded by bad smells, dirt, animal droppings, and garbage. The well also stinks. It has no bucket, but you'd be afraid to use it anyways. Who knows how many birds have relieved themselves inside, or how many old rats have found their death while climbing up the walls. Suddenly, you hear some sounds coming from the largest building. Your stomach makes you let out a painful groan.
Ooh. My stomach, but I'm nourishment 3 out of 4. I should check it out. I prepared my eggs.
You step cautiously toward the scent of urine and sweat. The flickering candlelight shows you broken furniture, yet no signs of burnt wood. You consider pulling the other door when a masculine voice proves that your presence is not unnoticed. I didn't want you to come to this, but stay where you are. Whatever you put inside, be it a shoe, a hand, or your damn thinker, it'll get a bolt.
Oh, shit! Next stranger, I'm a road warden, so I kind of need my thinker. Will the boot be enough? I'm the new road warden, let's talk. Just too friendly.
And you choose this place to visit, from all that there are. Even outlaws don't come here.
He pauses, then goes on before you respond.
It may be you're telling the truth, so let's say this. My little ballista here is all pulled and ready, but you won't do anything stupid, right? No running, no jumping around. Show your hands.
The man's voice lacks confidence. Accent is tricky for you. He could be from the distant south, but as long as you don't speak it too quickly, you understand one another. You don't hear any other movements, breathing, voices. You lean your axe against the door frame and make sure that your knife is well hidden.
I walk inside.
The dense smell of urine hits you with full force, while the tools and utensils are hard to distinguish from the rubbish. The route to the upper floor is blocked by the collapsed roof and door, and loose wooden beams. There's scraps of rusting iron and steel on the ground, detached from now destroyed barrels. The scavenger is sitting on a blanket in front of the tent, pointing at the floor with his loaded crossbow. Not a short man, though a bit skinny. He's tanned, dark-haired, and has seen his share of struggles. There are long claw scars on his left cheek, and another one that would divide his eyebrow in half if it hadn't been consumed by a fire, just like the rest of his forehead.
Oh my.
His clothes are untainted by vanity. He's barefoot, in a dirty linen shirt with rolled-up sleeves and simple pants that use a cord for a belt. His long beard and hair are untrimmed and tangled.
Untainted by vanity is badass. That is just a badass way to say that. Sit on the stairs with raised hands. I'm not a threat. I don't think this guy's gonna fuck with me.
You wipe the dust off the steps. Before you sit down, you hear the man's annoyed voice.
Now don't get too homey. It's the only place here that's not just ashes and debris, and I'm not sharing it. You better ride ahead. I already piled up whatever hasn't run.
The candlelights are dancing on his burnt face and arms. He moves his crossbow just enough to make sure so he won't shoot you by accident.
I saw yours. Maybe you could help me, hmm? What are you looking for in this place? You don't sound like you're from the north.
Bro will not be touching my horse. No undead crawling around. Want to get to know the peninsula. Short on dragon bones. What caused this place to collapse? Heard some bandits. Looking for another road warden. Is a man known as Astarian. Let's just name drop bro.
Hey, I've never met him, but I surely heard his name here many times.
This has gone from Scottish to Irish.
He vanished long before I got to the coast. At first, people were asking about him. Now they think he's dead. Listen,
He scratches his thighs nervously.
I'm hungry. So damn hungry. I can't hunt or fish with all the 8 men around. Can you share anything, Roadster? I may be a drifter, but I wouldn't beg if I hadn't lost my bags on the road.
Oh. Prunes, sausage, some nuts. Should be enough for tomorrow as well. Take these cereals and crackers, and with some water you'll have a gruel. Oh man. Let's look at what we got.
2 food rations.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna say I may have something later on, because I would like to give him food, but I don't want to risk not having food later.
Just my luck, I tell you. Licks his tongue.
Well, I'll try to shoot down a bird or two tomorrow. I'm saving my bolts for the 8 men. And because of those stinkers, I can't even roast anything. And raw meat makes me want to puke. Long sigh. Everything shit, stranger. So if you have questions, ask. I'll say a lot to make you get me out of here.
Should ask him what he wants. Where do you want travel to now? And what will you give me for my help? This village makes me sick. That's rude. What about yourself? Brought you some food. How do you keep the goblins away? Sure there's no undead around. Hidden treasures. Let's ask him about what happened here.
Well, I won't guess, but I saw many ruins. There's no treasure and skeletons here, so this place means as much as dirt. Someone's barking too loud, so the beast broke through and made him quiet again.
He licks his tongue.
And that's that. Talking about nature's fury brings bad luck, don't you know?
I know. Tell me about yourself.
He gives you a sullen glance.
What for? I've no legacy to keep alive in tales. I might tell you this, and that after you take me out of here.
Damn. Doesn't trust me enough. Ask him what he wants.
Let me explain first, eh? I was in Owler's Dell, the closest village to the east and north, and people there are nice, you know. Not like in old Pagos, all boring and grimmer than a crow. But they cry coin for everything and damn good coin. I left, wanted to look around the ruins, see if there's anything left, then moved to Pelt and hire the hunters to help me here. No luck. Bunch of griefs jumped my pack bird. I just bought it.
He spits on the floor.
Fast and nimble, but not brave enough to listen to me when all that screeching and scratching started. So I ran away with my bags. A few fell on the ground and I pulled them back here, but you see how it is. I won't travel around with a tent on my back.
He taps the crossbow with his fingers.
I need maybe a day more, aye, just a day. And I'll have all the iron scraps from the barrels so I can move forward. But I can't take all my stuff alone, and without me around, all the apemen are going to break in and steal all my shit. I need to stay here, but since you have a horse, come back tomorrow and help me return to Owler's Dell. All about it. I just need to know that the road is safe. Safe as it can be, I mean.
This poor guy. Oh, I don't like working for free. What exactly do you want me to do?
I need you to make sure there's no danger hiding in the road. From here to Owler's. Or rather, I know there is some danger, but as long as you can get me there safe and safely return, I'm sure we can handle some Roman monsters.
He theatrically rubs his hands together.
This ballista has hit more beast skulls than I have fingers, and I've never lost a finger roaster. Only the toes.
Maybe to prove it, he starts to count on his fingers.
So, see, if the road there is clear, then come here tomorrow, we'll pack my stuff on your horse and move out. But don't come when it's close to evening. We're gonna need 3 hours on our feet, and I won't push through the night. Even sleeping next to an 8-man tribe is safer.
He chuckles.
And don't make me wait for too long. I can wait for a couple of days if I find some food. But if you don't get back, I'll have to risk it, no matter what.
This guy's kind of asking a lot of a complete stranger.
I mean, it's kind of your job.
I know, but damn. Why Howler's Den? If you want to go south, we should travel to the Pelt of the North.
I mean,
I see your point, but I've never been there. Can they afford my iron? Do they have means to pay for it? I need coins to find a handy bunch that will walk south with me. And I need a new staff and bolts. I know the village. It's a nice place and even has a smithy. Of sorts.
Had a chance to take a look, though. It's a large inn, a safe one. They seem to be rich and have enough hunters to guide you south. You can use the iron to barter.
Well, it's a shorter path, I guess. If you're supposed to get surrounded by corpses. If you're sure it's the best option, fine. I'll trust the roadster's judgment.
I don't work for free.
I have ways to pay you, don't you worry. I can give you dragons, but I'll have to sell the iron first, so I'll need a bit of time, you see. 5 for a short escort would be plenty, I'd say. But if you want, I'll give you a secret jar of mine. A very fine mixture that scares 8 men away. Works on pebblers, too. When you ask if all the stench of this urine is somehow related to this potion, he just winks and chuckles.
I like him. He's a silly guy. I want to know how he lost his toes, though. I'd also like to learn more about the villagers you visited.
You seem surprised. I mean, sure. But I don't have any connections there, you know. Just me eyes. He starts to hum. Pardon me. You know. Longer pause. When you get to Owlers, you'll meet the mayor there for sure, Thias. And whatever you do, don't ask her where she got her coins from, eh? She's rich, stupid rich. But don't ask her how this happened. Trust me. He scratches his beard with a mournful look.
Fine, that's a deal. I'm gonna escort you.
Thanks, Roadster. Just come tomorrow. I'll make it worth your time.
Okay. Have you searched the entire village? Are there no hidden treasures left?
Came to the wrong place. Time, moisture, and the damn borers devoured all the loot. I've been here for a couple of days now, and all that's left is this iron I carried here. I was planning to get back here with some hired muscle and clear the collapsed buildings, but I doubt it's worth the time and risk.
Fair enough. I've heard about some bandits. Have you seen any hideouts nearby?
Nah, I think they're all in the north or east. I stuck to the western road and no shell bothered me. Sorry, can't help you.
Kind of curious what he says to this village makes me sick.
Me too, in the guts and the thinker. Gets easier with time if you're patient. Must be the air, smell of death. Death and ape men piss. He pats his stomach while laughing.
Why are you laughing at that, bro? Oh, are you sure there's no one dead around?
He nods. I've seen none. People say it's been less than 10 years since the herds came here, but I don't know if anyone's bothered with raising the pyres. If not, and the dead are all roaming in the forest by now. He clicks his tongue with frustration. It may be that there's a walker somewhere under the debris waiting to break through like a dragon egg. He looks straight at you. Aye, you better not dig.
Fair enough. Okay, time for me to leave.
Your stomach makes you let out a painful groan. Where do you want to go?
Oh, it's not that I'm hungry, it's just that it's fucking gross here.
Yeah, it's making you sick.
I see. Earlier I kind of took that as like, my tummy is growling, I am hungry. This one. Ooh.
Colorless grass covers the entire fenced pasture. The large stone placed in the middle suggests that it could be a playground for ibexes. Maybe it's just an old garden. See a couple of small sheds, a latrine, and a single building to the south completely burnt down. All of these places were cleaned out by scavengers. Paulfru doesn't want to approach the large ruins in the north. Terrible stench of feces and rotting food scares you off as well. Paths are covered with goblin footprints. It's daytime, so the pack should be asleep. The beasts were active. They would try to scare you off, or hunt down your mount. This is their territory. As they wake up, you will face a furious enemy.
Oh dear, I go somewhere else quietly.
The closer you are to the village and the longer you stay around, the sicker you feel. Taste of gastric juices hits your mouth, your forehead hurts, you start to stumble. Paulfru, worried by the sight, pokes your head with his nose.
I walk far away from the walls.
Leaning on your mount, you go outside, keeping your mouth shut. After a few minutes, your eyes get clearer.
Maybe better to leave, or at least to stay away from the village for the rest of the day.
You stop, touch your aching stomach. Where do you want to go?
Guess we're just gonna leave.
All those options are outside of the village.
Never mind, okay. Palisade in the west.
The tracks of human footwear and many, many more ape footprints cover the path formed around the palisade's breach. As far as you can tell, the freshest footprints lead to the village. The wooden stakes spread on the ground are rotten, covered in mushrooms, small flowers, insects, and worms. Good source of animal or goblin food, though you'd expect them to also hunt for the birds and eggs. The meadow in the west turns into a forest quickly. Grasses in the north surround dozens of tree stumps, already covered with moss and fungi.
Shouldn't enter the forest, especially not in this area. It's unpredictable. Pasture in the southeast.
You don't find a single sign of the livestock that lived here in the past. And bones, horns, antlers, and dung have already been devoured by the wilderness. The pasture ends at the river. On the opposite bank, the meadow turns into a thick forest, impenetrable for a rider. What are the chances that a herd of defenseless animals could get there and survive? The breach in the southern fence wasn't made by some brute force. You find axe cuts and spots that were ultimately broken away. For all these years, there
no tracks that you could follow.
I return to the main road. Clearing in the west.
The meadow is lush, colorful. So dense it's unsafe for a rider. For a couple of minutes, you lead Palfrey with a rope, avoiding the potential disaster in case of a hoof falling into an animal's den. Being forced to travel around the palisade every time you get here is going to be a pain. Most of the tree trunks look similar and have a comparable size. They were most likely planted with the sole purpose of being cut down and used by the locals, though cutting so many trees at once, that alone could provoke the wrath of the herds. Such a process should be spread across a couple of seasons. You can't be sure that was the case. In the west and the north, the clearing turns into a wild forest. In the east, you see a road leading north.
That's crazy to think cutting down a lot of trees at once would just kill everybody. I leave the clearing. Back to the fields in the southwest.
You are surrounded by what looks like a field plowed in late autumn, disturbed by hundreds of rain and snowfalls. There's a few clumps of grass and wheat, but a place like this one, abandoned for years, should already have turned itself into a green lea. A barren field. Maybe it was overused, but you would still expect the weeds to sprout. A curse? The path leading west from here ends at the edge of the field, shifting into a meadow, then a forest.
Use a spell. Ooh, use my amulets to sense if there's Numa buried in this place. Cost 1.
You unpack the wooden spheres, pleasantly smooth and light. The entire set fits in the palm of your hand. You place them in various spots, marking their positions by sticking a branch in the soil. All you can do now is wait. So you brush Palfrey for a bit and make sure the saddle doesn't bother it. When you return to gather your amulets, all of them are much warmer than your skin. The entire field is corrupted, though seeing how there are already some plants growing from it, the spell is fading away. The curse is most likely as old as the last harvest. It's cursed.
Yay! I walk away. I need these amulets to cool off. Go to the road leading north from the village.
You're at the closed northern gate. The neglected road is partially overgrown. You hear a river in the east, separated by the lush meadow filled with crickets and rodents.
Take a closer look at the gate.
Pushed or pulled, doesn't move an inch. Someone has spread dirt and rocks both underneath it and around it, seemingly to keep planks stuck in the ground.
I go somewhere else? I head to the river.
You see a quenching family of boars, some of them brown, some of them black. You consider turning back, but they pay you little attention. After a couple of grunts, they run north. The river is not too wide, yet unusually deep, banks altered by the locals for decades, if not centuries. The water is cold and clean, yet filled with long plants growing from the bottom. You would rather avoid jumping inside or drinking from it, but you're tempted to at least wash your face, neck, and hands. Dozens, if not hundreds, of small fish are looking for tasty leaves, but also try to avoid their predators. A dance of life, completely unaware of your presence. You suddenly realize there's something else buried among the kelp. A rusty sickle sticking out of the ground, a couple of stone axes and hoes. The wooden handles on a large wagon are covered with moss, but you recognize their shapes. Why would someone drop them here? On the opposite bank, the meadow turns into a thick forest, impenetrable for a rider.
Kind of like giggling at the background noise.
What?
Is it watching like a music video or something?
What'd you say?
Is Sid watching a music video or something?
Oh, I think they're watching like Drag Race or something.
Oh, funny. It's just funny. Like every once in a while it just gets louder and then it's like goofy pop music or something. I turn back. Ooh. I don't know if I want to wash myself in the river. That's... No. Let's wash ourselves.
The living stream filled with fish and plants won't help you much. The oak ash soap you own can help you get cleaner.
Oh. You need 3 pieces of bathing equipment to get more out of this place? I step away, never mind. I'll spend some time setting up a fish trap in the bank.
Place the basket on the ground, then grab a bowl and start digging, looking for a few larger worms. You bait the stick and push it inside the basket, locking it between the sides, then cover the entrance with the lid. Tying it together takes you a few good moments, but will be easier later on. You attach the entire trap to a bush and put it into the stream, far away enough that it sinks entirely. Who knows how long it will take before something large enough swims inside? Still, it would be better not to wait for too long. Otherwise, the prey may die of hunger.
I step away. Guess we're gonna travel. Wait for tomorrow.
Right.
Let's keep going.
You enter the wetlands. There are many streams, ponds, and fish. Large birds run and fly between the grey, sparse trees that are covered with moss, mushrooms, and critters. For a human, it may be an unwelcoming and harsh realm, but the overwhelming swarms of insects prove that it's a realm full of life. The danger, with teeth and claws, is hidden below the water surface.
I stay away from the banks. Ooh.
This plant shouldn't be alive, not without leaves. It doesn't resemble the other trees of the wetlands. It's something else. You get off your horse and prepare your axe. The water is filled with dirt and dead plants. It smells like an old corpse. The roots are spreading far, breaking through the water's surface. You don't see any saurians in the grasses or on the shore. You approach the table-like altar made of 3 limestone slabs. Were these rocks originally as formless as they are now, or was there a point in time, centuries ago, when they were precisely shaped and decorated by masters of artistry? There's no way to tell. Paulfru is peacefully observing the dark grass and slapping flies with his tail. Whatever it is that you feel in the air, it's clear that your companion sees this place through very different eyes.
Well, if Palfrew's comfy, then I should be too. Also, wow, just the writing is really fucking good at painting a picture.
Yeah.
Spout, scratch the bottom of its neck. Go ahead, I'll look around for just a moment.
You don't see any creatures, nor humans.
I look into the water.
You step cautiously. Without knowing how deep it gets, you have to consider that saurian could be camouflaged in the mud, waiting for a victim to get near. Since you don't plan to kneel down and drink, you're hoping to dodge a potential strike. Once you get closer, you start breathing again. While the water is dirty, it's also shallow. See the vegetation, swimming insects, and even small fish. All of them stay away from the tree roots, which look like a spider web covering the bottom of the pond. Aside from that, you don't see anything that would catch your attention.
Here's about this weird-ass tree, so let's look at the roots.
You kneel in front of one that's lying on the shore. It's brown, covered with hair that resembles that on your arm.
What the fuck?
When you touch it, it's moist, soft, and warmer than you'd expect.
I do something with it? Oh!
What do you try to do?
Oh! Salmon? Oh. Do something else. Look. Okay. I don't want to... Let's poke it.
The root is moist, soft, and weirdly warm.
I don't know what else to do here. I don't want to kick it. I don't want to aggravate anything. Can I, like, talk to it? Damn. What all could I do here? I don't think I want to lick it.
Okay.
I want to look at it closer, but I don't know what else to do. I poked it. What else can we do?
You can check your inventory.
You're so right. I mean, all we got pretty much is axe. Should I axe it? I'm gonna axe it and see what happens.
You pull out your axe and stop in place. You can't tell what the results of wounding the tree would be.
I kind of want to see. I make the cut.
You stand above the root like you're about to split firewood. The swing is accurate, but the nimble root backs down into the water, pulled by the rest of the creature, leaving a trail of red bubbles and mud. A chunk of the tree root is still in your fingers, so you move it into a gar from your bundles. The axe is now covered with a red sticky goo, smelling like rusty nails and sweet fruits mixed with beer. You reach for a water skin and wash the blade from the plant's juices.
Weird. Okay, I walk away.
New item.
Yay! I approached the altar. A weird root. A jar with a chunk you cut away from the tree growing at the altar. Oh, cool.
There's clumped dirt and the uneven nicks, fused by years of winds and rains. The bottom surface of the table is dusty, but you don't find any spiderwebs or mold, even though it's a perfect spot for them. The tree root clings to the altar in many spots. They're firmly attached. You struggle to move them even by an inch. The cream-colored limestone is cold and smooth.
Let's detect if there's any hidden magic.
You unpack the wooden spheres, pleasantly smooth and light. The entire set fits in the palm of your hand. You place them in various spots. On the altar, next to the roots beneath it, and a few steps away on the boulder. You begin the ritual, after which all you can do is wait. You go for a walk with Palfrew, making sure there are no monsters in your vicinity. When you return to collect your amulets, only the one placed on the rock hasn't changed its temperature. The others are cold. The closer they are to the tree roots, the cooler they are, almost painfully so. This is not what was supposed to happen. If the objects are filled with magic, the spheres get warmer. If not, they stay in their original state. But this, I've never seen such a reaction.
Try something else. Make an offering. Ooh, what do we sacrifice? Palfrew!
Yeah, go ahead, try it.
What? Save. Oh,
Save.
it froze.
Oh. Oh. Oh no.
Oh, spaghettios. Okay.
Oh, okay, we're back.
Palfrew. Oh.
Try capitalizing the P.
Oh,
Please,
Palfrew
no.
is too large. Can I just leave, like... If I just give one item, like if I just put cracker or whatever, would that take away an entire ration?
I don't know. I think whenever I did it, I just typed food.
Fruit.
You place any type of food you can find in your sacks or on the nearby plants, but none of them seem to make any difference.
Let me try something else. I make an offering. What about this thing?
The winged hourglass?
Yeah.
Okay. Place your winged hourglass on the altar, but nothing happens.
Axe, maybe?
Put your weapon on the altar, but nothing happens.
What the fuck? Points. You want money?
Put both your pouch and the coins on the altar, but nothing happens.
Root, I guess? Root. Ugh. Weird root.
Put the tree's root on the altar, but nothing happens.
Yourself.
Put your hand on the altar, but
Nothing,
you don't see the
bro.
reaction.
I walk away. Damn, okay.
You wanna know something?
Whoa, what's up?
You have two things right now that you can sacrifice.
Ooh. An amulet? Because the food didn't work, the horse didn't work. What are the items?
I didn't say they were items.
Oh. Finger! Damn. I have two things, but they're not items?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like my life or something, or blood?
How much?
Oh. Ooh. Whoa. Okay. I can't offer more in my current state. Yep. Make a slight cut on the palm of my hand. It will only hurt a little.
Your blood spills on the altar and sinks into it before it gets to the edge. The tree greets your offering with the sound of moving, stretching branches. You try to ignore the pain and prepare water and bandages to take care of the wound.
So, my blood, what's the other thing I could give?
I don't know.
I don't know. Spit. Is that a thing?
You spit on the altar, but nothing happens.
What's the other thing? Tell me!
You actually want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Try offering your pneuma.
Oh my god.
You feel like there's almost no pneuma left in your shell.
Oh.
You can't try to cast a spell.
Damn. Okay. Well, it took my blood.
Yeah.
So, good for bro.
Good for bro.
Good for bro. Oh, what time is it? Okay. Up or down?
That's a great question.
Down.
The shapes of mountains are cutting through the horizon. The water gets gradually less muddy. The cleaner it gets, the more animals you see. A family of deer blocks the road, resting and enjoying the cold water, which would be deadly for a human stomach. You consider riding around them through the sparse meadow, but your presence also causes them disquiet. Without much haste, they regroup and run east of the leafy forest.
I travel forward. I always feel like we're about to get jump scared whenever that happens.
You've reached Hag Hills. The wall of stones has blocked the city's grasp. The one well-established route through them leads through the valley where you found Tulia's camp. There are no maps of the highlands, nor local tribes, only stories. The beaten path leads you by the gardens and beds of herbs and vegetables to an old yet not abandoned mine, hidden behind a massive door made of steel.
Ooh, I look around, there's no hitching rail for a mount.
A bearded, skinny elder sits on a bench, observing you like a sculpture, with his legs crossed and fingers interlocked on his abdomen.
Look around, I think something has swallowed your wall, old man. Better move your veggies inside. That kind of seems mean. I mean, bro's chill, I'll be chill too. I get off my horse respectfully.
You dismount and keep an eye on Palfrew. You greet the man as he nods back to you. You mention that you have a few questions. There's cold civility in the air, as if you're sharing a table at an inn. I need you to look at me whilst you speak. His strict voice reminds you of a master of craft guild, though his thick accent distorts his image. I can now hear without magic, but I'll read your lips. I've now wished to talk with your daily struggles, traveller. It's near a refuge for strangers. Say what you're looking for and let our paths split. He doesn't yell, but his voice is not used to being opposed. His face is wrinkled, but he sits straight, with beard and hair still carrying glimpses of fair blonde. He's tanned like a worker, and his eyes are blue and piercing, as if they belonged to an infant.
I explain who I am. Oh, what do I call him? Milady. Sir.
He stares off across the garden beds, forcing you to wait in silence. The elder is tall, with long hair and a beard that was let loose a long time ago. His sandals are covered in dust, but you spot dirt on his clothes and his skin. The woolen tunic and linen were made with care, decorated with colourful threads at the collar and sleeves. Now all the blues and greens have faded, and the fabric is held together by patches and stitches. His hands are still folded. The voice remains firm. You do not know our customs. Your name, your trade, your calling mean nothing to the forest.
I do not know what you expected to find here, but it's just nae a place for strangers.
I wait for him to look at me.
The man stands up and approaches your palfrey. Without touching it, he observes its eyes, mane, stomach, and rear. Palfrey ignores this examination.
My nose was right then. Astarion is dead, as are his plans. Such is the fate of all dreamers.
He turns towards you with a grim look.
Are you going to look for him?
You nod.
Why? If he's vanished into the fogs, there's no point in putting yourself in danger. What do you expect to find?
Someone trying to make him disappear. They deserve to face justice. There's no reason why you need to know that. He may need help. It's a job. I need to know what kind of danger he encountered.
He's observing you carefully.
Do you plan to get rid of this danger? Or maybe learn from Astarion's mistakes? Or are you still thinking about leaving this land for good?
He starts to chuckle.
Only the right questions will bring you the answers.
With lively steps, he heads towards the spring. He washes his hands, once again forcing you to wait.
Well, people need time to gather their thoughts is kind of funny. Tries to dictate the pace of the conversation and put me in my place.
His voice is cold and confident.
So what do you need?
Know how I should have addressed you. I want to fix my mistake. Oh. Do we have any information on that? I don't think we do. Obviously met a Astarion, so let's ask about him.
He wanders among the garden beds, from time to time touching the leaves at hand.
He was here, more than once. He was no one to stand aside and let events play out by themselves. The villagers from the north are sometimes in need of my assistance, and Astarion was serving them as a messenger.
He bends down and tears away a small, flowerless plant.
He wanted to settle down among these roads, maybe to live freely. He had great plans and wanted to make this realm flourish. To rebuild the ruins, get rid of the brigands, clear the trade route. I told him that the forest needs no more people, and that this realm is too wild to feed and clothe everyone. His greed and dreams have eaten him, and now he's no more.
He pauses, and you can hear his heavy breathing, as if he's getting tired. He straightens up.
Alas that, traveller. If you want to look for his shell, travel north, far north. People there know where he is.
I'm gonna write that down in a note, just in case. Old man says Arian's body or info on it is far north. Confirm. Far north. I'll do that.
He's observing your lips.
Do you need anything else?
He wants a smooch. Want to know what happened to the village in the east?
And I'm no willing to tell you that.
What the fuck?
He raises his chin, and his beard shakes.
That shameful tale ought to be kept in the past, for the sake of the living.
Well, shit. What can you tell me about the peninsula?
Can. I've lived here for almost a century. Travelled both by the paths and through the wilderness.
His voice becomes stronger and makes you think of a bard.
But I will nae be your teacher or your guide, and if there's anything I can wish for, 'tis that you stay away from the woods. The creatures get angrier the more we take from them, and they do not listen to our warnings, and one day they'll bury us under a storm of claws and fangs. There will be nae soul to spare a tear after us.
Shit.
His eyes are as harsh as a hawk's, making him look like a priest who hears a child asking for honey on a day of ceremonial fasting.
Do not poke the hornet's nest. Do not ride east, and never use the path that runs through the heart of this land. The road was meant to save time, but brings only death. As a servant, nay an overseer, do not try to bend this place to your will.
He points at you and wags his finger after every word.
Your will, anyone's will, is the key to danger, nay salvation.
Makes me want to go to East really bad, because what the fuck's going on over there, bro? I think these instructions are in line with my own thoughts. Me when I lie. What can you tell me about this place?
Your eye sees what there is to know. People found copper in a cave. It's been abandoned for a long time now, so we turned it into a shelter to stay close to the sacred tree in its altar.
Oh.
We're servants, my wife and I, and this place is nothing more than a servant's house.
Oh. Can you tell me something about the altar to the crossroads?
He smiles. There's a tree that you should pay attention to, the true gift from the forest. It answers to our offerings and rewards us with its magnificent fruits. I heal both shell and soul, and make anyone who eats them stronger than they ever were. We gather around this altar whenever the winter ends, and whilst it requires a painful sacrifice from all of us, it prepares one soul for the future, like nothing could.
Didn't give me any fruit, but I did chop off a root, so... Heard about some bandits.
He strokes his beard and grasps it nervously.
There are souls who steal from White Marshes, a village in the north. They would not dare to show up here, while those brigands are brutes, simpletons. Even their leader, Glossia, listens only to force, and will humiliate for the enjoyment of her band. She will not be afraid of some lost ROADWARDEN. He lets go of his beard and lowers his head. She's drifted so far away from her old self. The kind, bright girl from Gale Rocks, loved by your parents. But now, do not cross her, or she'll find you.
What can you tell me about the druids?
He strokes his beard gently. I will not share our paths with strangers. We are of the people of Howler's Dell, and of the lands around it.
How can you survive in this place, being all by yourself?
His raised voice makes him sound like a preacher. One day, me and my wife will be but defenseless old people, but we've studied Numa and leaves for many decades. I heal wounds and illnesses of humans and animals alike, and the beasts listen to our whispers. The holy seed lets our shells wait for death and strength.
Interesting. Seems like the path of the heart of the woods is quite dangerous.
It has a long and dark past, and already cut many souls of its builders. It is paved with blood, and last 10 years have been revealed it was all for nothing. Since the days of... He glances at you, once again surprising with how shiny and lively the blueness of his eyes are. Of grand discord. The tribes of this land are locking themselves in their fields and houses, too afraid to leave them behind, too untrusting to meet other souls unguarded. 'Tis nae the first road to be claimed back by the wilderness, and it will nae be the last. You ask if he has any tips for you on how to survive such a trip, and he tells you it would be wiser to just avoid it. He then reaches to his pocket, grabs a leaf, and puts it in his mouth, chewing gently. Death may take many paths to a stranger, but cats are the one enemy that's both as dangerous as in stealth as in combat. No human can fight it alone. If you see one of them and it's nae too late, do nae provoke it. Make it wary, but nae scared. Look big, talk a lot, seek its action in its eyes.
I'm looking for a job.
He looks at the garden beds. We have everything we need.
Damn it. Can I enter the cavern? I need a place to rest.
Why would I allow a stranger to do such a thing?
Ugh. You know how I should have addressed you? I want to fix my mistake. I don't think I have an answer. Faithful or something? I don't know.
You do not understand the sound of the forest. You're as deaf as these rocks. You want to build bridges, but for you they are just structures, owned and used by humans.
prove that you're ready to learn our customs, and the bridge will grow on its own.
But how? Guess I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, uppies.
You slow down. Among the shrubs, a small pack of dragonlings is feasting on the carcass of a grey auroch. One of them, with red feathers on its arms, straightens up and gives you a curious glance. Its head tilts left and right, forward and back. It screeches at you, but doesn't move forward, and returns to its meal. You wonder what would happen if you were on foot. Would they let you be, satisfied with your prey? Or would they run after you? But if so, for what reason? For now, you have enough space to move forward, yet stay safe. Powerful jaws break the monster's bones loudly, then bite off and swallow chunks of meat.
I ride forward, but I keep my distance and look over my shoulder.
The beaten road serves your palfrey well. The forest to your left has become sparse and brighter.
Well, I'm slipping in Scottish.
And there are dozens of human-made paths among the fruit-bearing trees. On your right, there's a large pasture with at least a dozen massive mouflons. 2 of them, already sheared, look comically small. Soon after that, you ride alongside vast, flourishing fields filled with rye, still green, preparing itself patiently for the second harvest. Path ends with a massive wooden gate. The stone wall, separating you from the glow of lights behind it, isn't as tall as the roofs, but you can imagine climbing to its top. There are pretty much no cracks, no missing bricks, a sign of many hours of labor, especially considering how massive the settlement is, wide as a city district. The birds and monkeys are now just a distant echo, replaced with the sounds of carts, running, hammers, saws, laughter, and shouts.
Oh, the music right here is making me sleepy. Finally, maybe I
it's
can
cozy.
rest here.
A young man is leaning against the closed gate, covered by its shadow. He's young, tanned, and has a short, elegantly trimmed red beard. Beneath the green gambeson, he wears an expensive tunic, decorated with colorful trim.
Oh.
From his arm hangs a steel helmet, though the metal is so thin that it's mostly made of wool and leather. He moves into the light, and takes on the posture of a disciplined soldier, not a mercenary. He's standing upright, with his chin up. There are 2 weapons on the ground, leaning on the wooden beams of the gate, an axe made of steel and a wooden club. He doesn't reach for either. You dismount smoothly, still having some vigor left. Palfrey holds its tail high. A narrow path leads north, towards 2 field workers, one with a hoe and one with a pitchfork. They wave to you. You can't see their faces, but their clothes are simple. Grey pants and vests, made from hemp and wool.
I wave back. Why not? Oh. Oh.
They talk for a bit, looking toward you and pointing at your mount, then walk away, disappearing behind the wall's corner. The guard smiles, yet avoids your eyes, and has to clear his throat before he speaks. Welcome, traveler. If you're not here to make trouble, Hallersdale welcomes you. We have the whitest flower there is. When he bows, you realize it's a well-practiced performance. If it's new garments you're looking for, you can order everything you need right here, in all colors, shapes, and sizes. Capes, boots, vests, and robes. Or, if you're yourself master of the needle, I can assure you you have the fabric you're looking for. His act is over, and he glances at your mount in a moment of silence. His eyes get wider as he observes it with a childlike fascination.
I'm kind of scared they want my horse, but I'll be nice. This is Falfru. It helps me patrol the roads. You can pet its side if you want, but no sudden movements.
He follows your instructions. Even though your palfrey pays no attention to the man's careful touch, the guard grins widely.
That's cute. I'm Fruity, your new road warden. I want to see your mayor.
City folk, aye. The mayor is busy, but I'll ask her. Give us a moment to let you in. He knocks at the gate, which is then pulled inwards by 2 other guards, a man and a woman, wearing their own gambesons, similarly green, but tailor-made to match their figures. The nearby buildings are simple houses made of wooden beams and covered with thatch, while the storehouse is even more modest, with a roof made of planks. The watchtower has a ladder made of ropes and sticks, no stairs. Just give me a moment.
The guard slides away before he finishes the last word. The others close the gate behind you and observe your mount carefully. Your eyes run east to a humming creek running through the center of the village.
It's weird, it's like they never seen a horse. I wait for the return of the messenger.
They haven't.
Oh.
It was one of the things that was mentioned. I don't know if it was mentioned at the beginning of the game or if it's just in the journal, but horses are rare, especially in like this area.
I see.
Like the old road warden didn't even ride a horse; he rode a saurian.
I want a saurian.
Coleman Sound, eh? That's Howler's Creek. The guard, like most of the locals, is taller than you. Wide, but shallow. There's nae been a flood in years. Paul told me there used to be nae bridges. Neighbours crossed it with their boots in their hands. And 'tis clean like a raindrop. But there are nae many fish. We're the cleanest village in the north. Her companion chuckles brightly. When the guard returns, he's still alone. She can nae come now. A friend of mine is in labour, eh? The mayor wants to be here when the child arrives. But I was asked to show you the village.
Oh, I nod. Fine.
He approaches the watchtower. Till you're out here, we'll keep the kids away. Most of the neighbors are getting ready to celebrate. Once you're done, he grabs the rope ladder. The view from out there is gorgeous.
They seem nice. I climb after him.
Even though the ladder swings in all directions, the guard gets to the top quickly, like a monkey climbing up creepers. You, on the other hand, need to stop and wait for the ladder to calm itself. When you join the man on the wooden platform, you're a bit dizzy. He's leaning on the wooden parapet, observing the area with a smile.
Look around.
See? There's no place like Howler's. The guard points in every direction, giving you no time to contemplate. For the next few minutes, he describes the fields and their crops, flocks in the pastures and the shepherds inspecting the fences, the ancient garden of trees and bushes larger than the village itself, the sunlight dancing on the stream to its own tune. If you are to believe everything he describes, this place has access to everything in abundance. The sweetest honey, the most fragrant bread, the softest wool. And the beer, 'tis excellent. He sounds like a city merchant who's trying to sell an old house.
What an annoying kid. And you're blah 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 blah, and you can find 5 larger and richer settlements in less than 2 days. No wonder he's so proud. Why wouldn't he be? They've tamed this scrap of land and lived in comfort.
The islet in the middle connects both parts of the village. According to the man, the northern gate is hardly ever opened, as it leads nowhere now. Near the eastern gate, there's the Ape Ale Inn, where you can find a bed and victuals. And there's the stall where Akakios rewards our work, unless we annoy him with pointless talk. He lets out a chuckle. On the opposite side of the creek, there's another white house. It belongs to Theon, the best clother in the north. The priests have been in the south, live in the southeast near the wall, but they do not talk to strangers. You also hear about the hunter, the cooper, the fisher, the miller. The pie maker lives with his sister, the baker. The smith and her husband, the carpenter, live with their kids. Some of the larger buildings could accommodate 2, maybe even 3 generations at once. There could be more than 100 dwellers here. You consider stopping his speech, but he suddenly points at the islet again. There, see? Mayor's coming, one wearing purple. You're free to join her, traveler.
I want to live here. I nod and climb down.
You try to get down quickly, but 2 steps are enough to make you sure that it's a bad idea. You wait for the ladder to find its balance. You're relieved when you touch the ground again. You untie your palfrey and follow the guard. Past a small pasturage, surrounded by a wooden fence, a few loose chickens, and a tethered boar. Fancier buildings are covered with whitewash coating, and surrounded with vegetables, herbs, and flowers. The bridges are wide enough to carry even a wagon, but for palfrey walking on the wooden beams is far from pleasant. The islet is empty, but you notice an empty stall painted with the shapes of colorful flowers.
I think I'm gonna cut it short here because I hear Kamui is settling in the other room.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but we made some decent progress.
Yeah.
The like, I don't know what to call it, but in like acoustic guitars, whenever you like scrape the string as you change
Yeah.
notes, that like that squeak, it's so good. So good.
Did you want to get past this like intermission dialogue before we call it quits?
No, I gotta go.
Okay. Okay.
Apologies for cutting it short, but I must away.
Yeah.
See if there's anyone. I know there's people on tonight. But there's people doing something chill. Maybe we can run into that. Otherwise, I might just cuts it.
But
Yeah, I'm just gonna cut it. But I hope everyone has a good rest of your night, and you enjoyed Rue's top tier narration skills. Okay.
my throat hurts.
Probably we'll be streaming again tomorrow, and or maybe the next day. Hi, Kamui, you want to say goodbye?
Goodbye now.
Bye. Rue, any parting words?
Tune in next time, where
Yeah.
we will finally finish crossing the bridge.
Woohoo! Okay, bye. See you on whenever I stream next. Maybe tomorrow. Yay!